What's going on? Welcome to Blockchain Tech and Finance News with me, your host, KinToshi. If you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. Again, here to Blockchain Tech and Finance News. I have a slew of articles. Again, if you want to chat with me, the live stream chat is going. This is on Twitch, YouTube, DLive TV. No, I dropped DLive TV. Did I? I think I might have dropped DLive TV. Let's see. Yeah. We are on Twitter, Trovo, YouTube, and Twitch. I've been having an issue with anything porting over to Facebook. I'm not sure what the problem is. But anyways, let me turn up the old light here. Get some better lighting quality. So before I'm gonna chat for a little bit while I share this stream around a little bit. Before I had a bunch of plants behind me, but they're a bit struggling, so I moved them into a better spot. Again, I'm on the YouTube side, Twitch, Trovo, and Twitter. Live streaming right over to Twitter. So if you're on those sides, hang out, say what's up, talk about. I'm just gonna hang out for a little bit here. Just chatting, blockchain. Okay, I am just chatting. Let me make sure I'm in the... Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so I'm just gonna share this stream about a little bit. I'm hanging out, I'm not in any rush. It's a Saturday. I usually don't do the news on Saturday, but figured, hey, why not? Why not hang out and do something? Do something a little different today. But again, I'm hanging out here. It's gonna be a little bit. I'll be chilling, reading news, things I find interesting. And please do chat. Chat. Let's see here. I'm just gonna share the link over into the Discord part. And please, if you're, I'm sharing the Twitter stream. But if you are on Twitter and listening, yeah, please feel free to help out, share the stream, say what's up, talk, chat. Got a slew of stuff. That's taken care of. Let's jump over to Discord. Share some stuff over in Telegram. And share it over in Discord. And I'm not in a rush. I'm not like trying to do anything. If anyone wants to hang out, chat with me, I'm gonna start with the coin market cap first. We're gonna go through the cap on the coins, see what the values of Bitcoin are. It's amazing to think Bitcoin's up, but Tron just kind of sits at 10 cents still. But I find it for like Tron using it as like a business tool by businesses. That's a cool thing. It's pretty cool. Sitting around like a stable dime. I heard um, friendo Nero over at Dap Center how Tron is a stable dime, the stable dime coin. I'm gonna shill. Shilling in the Discord. I am following some projects. Um, and one is One Shogun. And I'll talk about it a bit. But if you have projects you want to talk about and pitch, all right. I'm going to jump in the first article here after the transition. Actually, no, we're going to go to CoinMarketCap first. Actually, I want to adjust something here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. There we go. That's a little better. All right. We're going to go into a transition. We're going to go into CoinMarketCap, talk about the top 10 cryptos and their values, and we're going to go into news articles. Let's go. All right, so we got Bitcoin, $57,988. Sorry, $57,900. Yep, $988.13, down 0.13%. 7-day average percent is down 10.18%. Ethereum in at number 2, $4,272. So $4,272.65, up 0.18% in 24, down 8.62% in a 7-day average. Binance Coin number 3, $581.23, down 11.18 in the 7-day average. Tether $1, Solana $210, down 11.15 in a 7-day. Cardano ADA $1.88, down 8.77. Cardano coming in with some returns here. XRP $1.07, down 10.51% on a 7-day average. Polkadot $40, down 14.10. USD coin, the stable coin for Coinbase, right? USDC pegged at the dollar. And number 10, Dogecoin 22 cents, down 12.9 in the 7-day average. Then we got some other ones: Avalanche, Shibu, Terra, Litecoin, Wrap Bitcoin, WBTC, Crypto.com coin, Uniswap, Binance Peg, Chainlink, Algorand, Polygon, Bitcoin Cash, VeChain, Stellar, Axie Infinity, Internet Computer, Tron, TRX. Tron just has been sitting at 10 cents for like 2 years now. It's amazing how everything else goes up and Tron just sits there. FTX token, Terra, USD, Elron, I don't know what Terra, Decentraland, Mana, Theta. So there's a whole bunch here in the top 100. You can go through and look through and read through their protocols, most definitely. And let's see here. What are the top? See, it's been a while since I was doing the top 10. Let's see here. Top gainers. Let's see if we can do a filter. Category, add filter. Show rows. I'll have to figure that out about the top gainers for today. Oh, maybe it's right here. Oh, here we are. Biggest gainers: artificial intelligence up 1,046%. Blue Foki Inu up 850. Play and Like Pal up 717. Trending is Micropets, Burning Moon, and Hamster, I guess. Recently added War Tribes, Tag Protocol, and Santa Inu. I would be very careful. Just kind of look into these. Most of them probably don't do anything maybe just meme coins. Maybe they have, if they're a meme coin and they have like some strong financial protocol behind them on their platform and stuff, then yeah, maybe look into them. Do your own financial. I'm not a financial advisor. Can't give financial advice. So do your own research, most definitely, and take caution in the markets always, and only do what's most comfortable for your own portfolio. All right, so I'm going to spin up the first piece of news article here, and it's 10 cryptocurrency terms you need to know. It's from Fox News. Again, I don't have any thoughts about what news I'm reading from, what news platform. I could care less what the news platform is. I'm just reading the articles from it. If I find some stipulations and some, things that don't really add up, I'll say about it. Due diligence, most definitely, because we all know how news agencies may be, and I just want to read the news for the fun of it. Let's go after this transition. Oh, no. Let's take the ads off there, right? Oh, yeah, I heard Miami's going to use its own crypto to lower taxes. We'll see how that goes. Its own, I wonder how they're going to, that'd be interesting. I'll look into that. How is Miami going to mint its own crypto just to help lower taxes? All right, but this article, 10 common cryptocurrency terms you need to know. Let's take a look at some of the most common cryptocurrency lingo. This is from Kim Commando, the Kim Commando show. Okay. So despite Bitcoin launching way back in 2009, no. Let's just read the terms, okay? We got one, blockchain. I'm going to skip through these. I'm going to read it fast, okay? Again, I'll have all these articles in the description box below. We can read on your own due diligence and recap these things on the YouTube side. Every cryptocurrency transaction is processed, verified, recorded on a virtual ledger known as a blockchain. What's that news? What's that noise? What's the noise here?
Making mental health care options more available to more members in more ways than ever.
Turn off the ad there. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. All right. It's probably why people watch the news, to deal with people like me. When someone buys or sells using cryptocurrency, another entry is made on its virtual ledger. Think of the blockchain as a series of boxcars from a train. When a cryptocurrency transaction is made, another boxcar gets added to the train. No, it's when transactions are being processed in a block, which is the block is the boxcar, and all those transactions finish, and the next block is fetched by the miners or by the delegates or the contestants, whatever it is in that ecosystem, that blockchain structure. The transaction is multiple transactions in the boxcar. And once all those transactions are completed and hash rates, the next boxcar is the next one with more transactions in it. The blockchain is decentralized. This means that it's not stored on one machine or even across one network. Instead, the blockchain exists on computers all over the world that are accessible because of the internet. People and companies help verify each transaction that gets added to the blockchain using their own computer's processing power on a decentralized peer-to-peer network. Each transaction is timestamped, individually encrypted, and cannot be reversed or changed. Yes, you read that right. Crypto transactions cannot be reversed. It's permanent. Fiat. I know what you're thinking. I thought a fiat was a car. No, in crypto land, fiat money is government issued currency. If you're in the United States, that means the US dollar. All right, you know about that. Altcoin. Here's one to remember. An altcoin is a digital currency that's not Bitcoin. There are thousands of cryptocurrencies with new ones being added all the time. Some altcoins are like Ethereum, Binance Coin, Tether, and Solana. Actually, I don't even think these are legacy coins like Ethereum. Binance Coin, I guess you'd be put in the category coin at this point. Solana, we'll call it an altcoin. Exchange. To buy cryptocurrency, you need to start with an exchange. Think of an exchange like a crypto middleman. It's an online service that allows you to exchange your fiat for crypto or exchange crypto into fiat. All right. So, crypto exchange, wallet. In basic terms, cryptocurrency wallet is an app or physical storage device that allows you to store and retrieve your digital currency. Wallets can hold multiple cryptocurrencies, so you're not limited to just Bitcoin, for example. Mining. You've probably heard the term associated with Bitcoin, which is created by mining computers to mine coins by solving complex math problems. The more powerful the computer, the faster it can think. And DeFi, here is another simple one. DeFi is a shortened version of a decentralized finance. This term refers to financial transactions that happen without a middleman, the government, a bank, or another financial institution. And 8, NFT. You've heard of them, non-fungible tokens. That's a fancy way of saying the digital item is one of a kind and irreplaceable. It applies to anything you can imagine, from online artwork to songs, viral videos, articles, text logos, and GIFs. And Mint. Minting is now a file such as a JPEG. Minting is how a file such as a JPEG or GIF is recorded to a blockchain. After an NFT is minted, it can be sold or traded. If you're participating in a mint, that means you are the first person to buy that work from its creator. You can hold it, sell it, or trade it. HODL, there's a term I see on social media. HODL stands for hold on for dear life. Holding long term, your cryptocurrency, your stocks, whatever. Some say it originated as a typo. It did originate. It originated, I forgot exactly who it was. There was put a post out there, and they switched the D and the L, so it was like hodl. The word hold on a Bitcoin forum way back, but now it's everyday slang. So it's hodl, and that was a typo. That's how we got that term. So those are top 10 cryptocurrency terms right there that you should know. And you can read through those articles on your own, most definitely. All right, let's go into the next article here. So the next article I have coming up is from Finance News. You can read all about it. Omavara lays out scary scenario on crypto, gets pushback from senators in hearing. Let's go. That's from Yahoo Finance. These videos trying to play here makes everything's bog. So the server stream running. Omarova lays out scary scenario on crypto, gets pushback from senators, and here is from Jennifer Skonberger. I apologize if I butchered your last name. Senior reporter for Yahoo Finance. Saul Omarova, I don't even know what that is. President Joe Biden's embattled nominee for a top banking regulator position sketched out the possibility of scary scenarios emerging in cryptocurrency, but faced a mix of skepticism and agreement from senators on her news. During her appearance before the Senate Banking Committee on Thursday, let me bring up the Twitter chat here. Let's get that going. Actually, the monitor's working. All right, there we go. And yeah, chat with me on the Twitter side if you'd like as well. So during her appearance before the Senate Banking Committee on Thursday, this Omarova, who is being vetted to be the next controller of the currency, which regulates the majority of the nation's banks, voiced concerns that large tech companies could control the payment infrastructure in the U.S. if private digital currencies are allowed to thrive, potentially displacing the value of the U.S. dollar. I'm struggling with your view about digital assets. Senator Cynthia Lummis told Omarova at the hearing. When asked by the senator whether she only believes in fiat currency, Omarova replied, "No, my concern is we may end up in a situation where a large company like a big tech company might control all the infrastructure through which the money that every American business uses in their daily moves, like Facebook launching their own cryptocurrency, it would just override the US dollar significantly." I don't think you can stop it. I don't think they're going to stop that anyway, either way. But the US dollar can just keep doing this thing. The cryptocurrencies have to rely on the US dollar still. So because you're gonna have to move US dollars into cryptocurrency, and still cash is king in some places, unless like Switzerland. I think they're cashless now. National banks would not need a charter. They would just need to get a franchise from Facebook. Is that right? Reed asked. That's correct. The nominee replied. This is the scary scenario. Everyone should take seriously these days. I don't know why it's so scary. Omarova says she worried that embracing private cryptocurrencies could make it harder for the US dollar to remain dominant. A concern. Why do they want it to remain dominant? I mean, it doesn't need to remain dominant. It just needs to remain present as a utility and a tool to everyday use. That's the point. My concern is that in the system where a lot of private actors like Facebook can issue their own version of currency that can potentially outpace and even displace the US dollar, Omarova told senators, that could have implications. Yeah, Facebook Nation is Facebook's like start its own nation or something. I don't know. That could have implications far beyond what we typically consider in the banking sphere, but might also undermine our sovereignty in the value of the dollar, she added. I mean, the value of the dollar has been getting less and less obtain-wise for goods and services. Omarova stated the new technologies offer a lot of potential benefits for better efficiency of payment and transactions as well as financial inclusion. Still, it does raise a lot of issues with regard to the ability of our nation to maintain the dominant status of the U.S. dollar in the global economy. She argued the reason the dollar has retained its dominant status is because the Federal Reserve has been able to maintain the value of the dollar and maintain the money supply in the economy. When asked by Loomis whether she thought Bitcoin threatens national security, Omarova says she's not an expert in Bitcoin, but worried that if all U.S. financial transactions were part of a blockchain system, that if all U.S. financial transactions were part of a blockchain system, why is she worried about that? I don't understand. Various actors might be acting in the interest of the U.S. Acting in the interest of the U.S. could take control of the system, she suggested. Omarova added that she worried private companies are pursuing profits, which may cut into the public interest by not allowing equal access of money for everyone. That I agree with right there. I do agree with that part. Okay. I do believe we have government issued money right now in this country, and it's working great. And I worry about allowing private innovation to undermine a lot of important public policies we need to pursue. While she worries about private currencies, Omarova says she favors a central bank digital currency, CBDC, over privately issued stablecoins because it's issued by the government and will ensure access to everyone. Okay, I agree with that one also. And I agree with both sides, okay? But I agree with this statement there. The one potential advantage of CBDC over privately issued stablecoins is that it will be issued subject to statutory mandate legal decision made by the democratically elected lawmakers, Omarova told the committee. I mean, go with USDC or something, or the Gemini dollar. Those, I would say, are probably the safest stablecoins. So that will allow the central bank under the oversight of Congress to ensure everyone has fair access to new forms of money. Okay. So yeah, that's Omarova lays out scariest scenario. Crypto gets pushed back from senators in the hearing. Yeah, because they don't feel it's that scary. I think I kind of agree. All right, let's spin up this next article here and keep on going. Again, if you're in the chat, go ahead and chat with me. If you want to leave comments on the recap videos, I'll have all these description links on the recaps on the YouTube side. They stay temporarily on Twitch. The next article I have coming up is 10 Congress members ask Nancy Pelosi to help revise the crypto provision infrastructure bill. Right as transition. So 10 Congress, is it up? I'll check on the monitor. 10 Congress members asked Nancy Pelosi to help revise crypto provision in the infrastructure bill. This is by Kevin Helms on regulation for news.bitcoin.com. 10 members of the U.S. House of Representatives have called on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to address the problem with the crypto provision in the infrastructure bill. They explained that the current definition of a broker in the bill would increase uncertainty in the cryptocurrency industry, pick winners and losers, all while eroding our country's competitive edge against other countries in the digital asset marketplace. 10 lawmakers urge House Speaker Pelosi to address the crypto provision in infrastructure bill. 10 members of the House of Representatives have jointly sent a letter to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi about the crypto provision in the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill, which President Joe Biden signed into law last week. This letter was signed by Representative Darren Soto, Ro Khanna, Stacey Plaskett, Eric Swalwell, Tim Ryan, Susan Wild, Mark VSA, I don't know, Jake Auchincloss, Al Lawson, and Charlie Crist. We wrote to express our concerns with the digital asset provision, section 80603 of HR 3684, the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, otherwise known as the Bipartisan Infrastructure Framework, BIF. And the letter dated November 15th begins, as you and our colleagues in both chambers work to build back better, we must ensure appropriate taxation and regulation of the cryptocurrency industry, it states, emphasizing that those making gains in the cryptocurrency market should pay their fair share of taxes. The letter urges regulators to also ensure this innovation of technology is not making it easier for criminals to circumvent our laws and regulations, it continues. As it is written today, however, the BIF would increase uncertainty in the cryptocurrency industry, pick winners and losers, and thwart internal revenue services, and thwart the IRS efforts to accurately tax cryptocurrencies, all while eroding our country's competitive edge against other countries in the digital asset marketplace. The lawmakers stress we must have reasonable regulation on cryptocurrencies, but the legislation should not cripple the industry in doing so. Yeah, they put some stuff in there that's just ridiculous. It's unrealistic. The letter proceeds to explain the problem with the definition of a broker in the infrastructure bill as it is drafted today. The provision would include miners and other validators as well as software and hardware wallet makers who do not engage in trading activities and are beyond the scope of brokerage services. It explains additionally, many entities, including in this expansion, have no ability to access the personal customer information that brokers are required to report to the IRS. The lawmakers added, well-crafted regulation promotes innovation and American ingenuity. Elaborating, as such, we request you consider a pathway to address the digital asset provision in the BIF in future legislation and during ongoing discussions surrounding this provision. I guess this is going to, if nothing happens with this, it's going to go in full effect by 2024, from my understanding. Quote me if I'm wrong on that, but I heard that through the grapevine. And essentially, if you have a platform like a Dex, My Places, that as a developer and a company running a product, for example, of like a Uniswap or a PancakeSwap, SushiSwap, that those are not brokering the funds for people. People are kind of essentially brokering their own funds between each other through a tool platform like Uniswap. Uniswap is like the tool platform, and it also has other incentives that you can like stake, like its own native platform, Uni on there, for example. Your support will help ensure BIF does not capture validators, wallet providers, and others who do not have the ability to comply, the letter concludes. Exactly. Last week, Senators, I agree with that statement, most definitely. Last week, Senators Cynthia Lummis and Ron Wyden introduced a bill to amend the definition of a broker in the infrastructure bill's crypto provision. In addition, Senator Ted Cruz introduced a bill on his own to totally repeal the crypto provision. Currently, the requirements in the infrastructure bill will not take effect until January 1st. Okay, so January 1st, 2023, yeah. And if they backtrack on those things, if they don't change some things in there, who knows? 10 Congress members asked so this is 10 Congress members asked Nancy Pelosi to help revise crypto provision in the infrastructure bill. That's that for that. Let's go into the next article here and keep on going, keep on rolling. If you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe, turn on bell notifications. Here to blockchain, tech, and finance news. And the next article I have coming up here is Gen Z crypto survey that Bitcoin, Ether, Doge, cryptocurrency investing. Yeah, it's Gen Z people who are going to feel they're going to become millionaires off of cryptocurrency. Let's go ahead and read that article right after this transition. All right. This is from markets.businessinsider.com. So this from Markets Insider and Business Insider. Majority of Gen Z investors think crypto will make them millionaires. A new survey shows. This is from Isabel Lee. The key points here are the majority of Gen Z investors think crypto will make them millionaires. A recent study by Engine Insights showed this generation greater acceptance and comfort with all things digital. An expert told Insider they feel that everything financial is harder for than it was for previous generations. An expert said it sometimes seems crypto is minting new millionaires by the day, particularly those with the stomach to dabble in the risky world of altcoins. The most famous of these, like Doge, Shiba Inu, have produced some eye-watering returns in 2021. It's no surprise that investors are flocking to the space with dreams of quick riches, and Gen Z investors in particular think crypto will make them millionaires. A recent study by data analytics firm Engine Insights showed. I mean, yeah, it's a consensus. It has done that, but I don't think you should. If you're a Gen Z person, not financial advice, do your own research, but don't rely on that statement that's going to make you a millionaire. Some of these, because so many out there, so many projects. It's like, for example, some guy put in $8,000 into Shiba Inu way early on, and now it's $1 million or something. You don't know. You don't know that it was ever going to do anything. So people, and there's so many tokens out there, you just never know. The team and stuff like that. Which one's going to succeed? Which one's going to kind of flop out and not do anything? I like the ones that have an independent developer, just kind of doing their own thing. Nearly 2/3, 59% of Gen Z respondents to the survey believe they could become wealthy by investing in cryptocurrencies. This generation has a greater acceptance and comfort with all things digital, so not surprising that would be more comfortable with crypto. Kathy Sheehan, SVP at Cassandra, a division of Engine Insights, told Insider this generation has a lot of concerns about debt and finance. A confluence of actors from the rising cost of real estate to college education could be to blame. Sheehan told Insider inflation reaching 30-year highs has only reinforced the appeal of crypto as the weakening of fiat money dominates headlines. They feel that everything financial is harder for them than it was for previous generations, Sheehan added. Couple that attitude with more of an appetite for risk, it is not surprising that they are hoping for a quick fix or return. I mean, coming with that though, it gives greater leeway for the possibility of being scammed or something. Like I very early on participated in like a project, and it was just it turned out that they took everyone's money, unfortunately. So I learned my lesson there. So I mean, that's something that's my concern there when I read this. Gen Z, a group of about 72 million people in the U.S. born between 1997 and 2012, is the most diverse generation in American history in terms of race, ethnicity, and sexual orientation. Broadly, this generation is progressive, pro-government, and activist-minded. They have also grown up in a period of watershed culture moments, including Me Too and post-George Floyd era, weathering a disruptive global pandemic on top of it all. The survey, whose findings are based on responses from 1,027 people in November, also found it offered $2,000 to invest. Gen Z respondents are 3 times more likely to buy digital assets compared to baby boomers and twice as likely to consider virtual currency as legit currency. The crypto market has fluctuated wildly this year, but it generally has been trending higher. The crypto market capitalization had hit $3 trillion recently, since receded a little bit. Bitcoin has gained 100% since the start of the year, while Ether is up 480%. Meme coins have had it better, with Dogecoin rising over 4,800% year to date, and Shiba Inu skyrocketing over 63 million %. That's just nuts. Many retail investors poured multiple rounds of government stimulus checks into stocks and crypto. Oh, well, I mean, maybe it's not so nuts. 63 million when they're just pouring money into the economy. Stocks and crypto helping fuel the surge of both markets seen during the pandemic. So yeah, that's the majority of Gen Z investors think crypto will make them millionaires. A new survey shows. All right, so let's go on to the next article here. I'm kind of flying through these. Chat with me. Chat in the chat there if you want to discuss or put your take on it, or something you'd like to see covered on here on Blockchain Tech and Finance News. Go for it. The next article I have up is IRS seized $35 billion in crypto-related fund fraud cases this year as illicit activity multiplies. Let's go right into that article after this transition. So this next article here is from Yahoo Finance. Turn these videos off. Everything lags so much. IRS sees $3.5 billion in crypto-related fraud money this year as activity. Multiplies this from David Holler, senior reporter for Yahoo Finance. The Internal Revenue Service's Criminal Investigation Unit, IRS-CI, sees $3.5 billion from cryptocurrency-related fraud cases over the fiscal year of 2021, according to an annual report published by the agency, underscoring how the booming sector has also sparked a rise in illicit case use of crypto. According to the IRS-CI, 93% of the total money they seized this year came from crypto-related cases, the latest sign that fraudsters and scammers have found a way to leverage the soaring popularity of digital coins to their advantage. While 2021 isn't officially over, the amount of funds stolen through hacks and fraud within the cryptocurrency sector this year is likely to eclipse previous years, the most obvious reason being that the asset class has more than quadrupled. Blockchain forensics firm Chainalysis estimate that illicit funds in cryptocurrency amount to a slim 1% of all cryptocurrency transactions, suggesting crypto is used far less for illegal activity than some critics have argued. But with the asset class's total market capitalization nearly $3 trillion, that 1% sum translates at about $20 billion worth of illicit cryptocurrency transactions. The tax agency's CI unit remains one of the largest and oldest law enforcement units working investigations within the space. Major early cases for the unit included the billion-dollar seizure of assets from online drug marketplace Silk Road, as well as the 2013 hack of Mt. Gox, at the time the world's biggest cryptocurrency exchange. It was all money laundering cases, and that's still part of our portfolio of crimes. Jared Koopman, the IRS-CI's acting executive director of cyber forensics, told Yahoo Finance earlier this month, crypto is inherently money. No matter what the crime, if money is the underlying factor, we're involved. Decentralized finance DeFi has suffered a particularly large amount of crime. A new research report from blockchain and analytics firm Elliptic shows that DeFi fraud and theft losses in 2021 amount to $10.5 billion. And yeah, I can definitely state that I've seen multiple frauds and scams in the DeFi sector among tokens. It's really unfortunate. Unlike traditional finance or centralized cryptocurrency projects, DeFi protocols have many more entry points for hackers. I mean, it's not even just hackers; it's actually just scammers trying to make projects that are all scams, and people pouring their money into them, and them just leaving with all the money and not delivering anything. All they need is to exploit a single smart contract vulnerability. That's true too. Koopman said. He added that DeFi was a segment of the crypto sector that IRS-CI has shown significant interest in recently. I mean, these are like flash loan attacks and stuff like that. But yeah, people who screw up on their contracts because they're developers, or they have developers. They're paying out. They ask developers, and the developers are the ones who are hacking their own projects from the founders. Two notable DeFi hacks include $600 million theft from the platform Poly Network, as well as the paid network's $180 million loss from an exploit. Chainalysis and other blockchain forensics companies like CipherTrace and Elliptic supply the software component that augments crypto investigations by law enforcement and other government agencies. These tools help piece together transaction flows across cryptocurrency payment networks. The assumptions aren't always perfect, but Koopman noted that software has become essential to enforcement efforts. The IRS-CI is scaling up their cryptocurrency focus. According to Koopman, the unit's success rate of seizure alone shows why their focus is on the asset class as an increasing priority. I agree. Meanwhile, the IRS isn't the only law enforcement agency looking to invest more time and resources into the asset class. Local officials are also diving into the rabbit hole of illicit crypto flows. Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz told Yahoo Finance that increased global awareness of cryptocurrency has not only attracted investors, but also fraudsters who are quick to adapt and are always looking to exploit new technologies. Katz's office has invested in technologies and partnerships that allow them to pursue cryptocurrency-related crimes. While she declined to comment on specifics, Katz admitted that the district attorney's office has several open investigations into cryptocurrency-related crimes. The type of cryptocurrency-related crime they investigate involves fraudulent investment schemes where victims hand over their money with the expectation that they will be invested in digital coins, only to find that fraudsters have fled with the money. This style of fraud is known as digital money circles, as an exit scam or rug pull. The crypto provisions within the within the recently signed infrastructure bill also provide more ground by which the IRS, CI, and other agencies can surveil cryptocurrency owners. For instance, the $1 trillion bill carries a specific tax reporting requirements for the market entities which fall under the term broker, as well as applying tax code for cash transactions to cryptocurrencies. The latter requires receivers in exchange of $10,000 or more to verify and report the identification of social security number of the sender. Under this new law set to begin in 2024, failing to do so when transacting cryptocurrencies will result in a felony charge. Yeah, I heard about this. The latter requires receivers in an exchange of $10,000 worth or more to verify and report the identification and social security number of the sender. Under this new law, set to begin in 2024, failing to do so when transacting cryptocurrencies will result in a felony charge, but critics have argued this reporting requirement could discourage the use of digital assets altogether, as part of their nature entails transacting pseudonymously. Well, the government doesn't care, though. They want to see that people are safe out there, most definitely, that there's an identity behind people, so that money launderers who maybe are laundering money from drug traffic and human trafficking and sex trafficking aren't utilizing platforms and abusing platforms to do transactions at $10,000 or more, because most definitely they'd be using big numbers. So I agree with the government. We want every agent to have a good baseline knowledge for working. If you got nothing, if your customers have nothing to hide, I mean, they're gonna sign up for your platform and use it. It's like signing up for a stock account. We want every agent to have a good baseline knowledge for working crypto cases. Koopman added, "It's a space that we're all passionate about and enjoy working in." Cool. So this is IRS seized $3.5 billion in crypto-related fraud money this year as illicit activity multiplies. All right. So I'm going to spin up the next article here. So this article I have coming up is in technology about the Staples Center being rebranded Cryptocurrency Center right after this transition. All right, the crypto company behind the renaming of the Los Angeles Staples Center, what's Crypto.com, which is paying $700 million for the naming rights to the sports venue. In Los Angeles, less than 4 years ago, Crypto.com was a University of Pennsylvania computer science professor. I remember that. But this year, the name will be emblazoned on one of the most storied U.S. sports venues, part of an expensive marketing blitz from a little company that took over the web address and turned the site into a cryptocurrency playground. That company, I don't even know. I never even really looked into Crypto.com. I've seen it here and there, but I don't know. The company, which was, I know they have crypto. I thought they have their own coin now also. That company, which was founded as a startup named Monaco in 2016, is a cryptocurrency exchange that also offers digital wallets and crypto-backed debit cards. It has its headquarters in Singapore, but maintains addresses in Malta, the United Kingdom, and Ireland. Its chief executive, who is also its majority shareholder, previously ran a failed daily ideals site for Southeast Asia. The company is privately held and has raised no institutional funding. Yet this week, Crypto.com, which billed itself as the world's fastest growing cryptocurrency platform, said it had secured the naming rights for 20 years to Staples Center in Los Angeles. The venue will be renamed Crypto.com Arena on December 25th. The deal costs about $700 million. Said two people with knowledge of the details, one of the largest sums ever paid for a sporting venue's naming rights. I wonder if they paid in crypto. The deal punctuated how the world of cryptocurrencies has been on a tear over the past year, minting millionaires, spawning a slew of new buzzwords, Web3, NFTs, DAOs. Those are not new buzzwords. They're not new words, but they've become buzzwords. But I mean, even in the early days, they're buzzwords to the small community. and attracting investment from more than 20 million people in the United States alone. According to one survey on Thursday, a group of cryptocurrency fans amassed more than $40 million to bid for a real. Okay, that's a whole different article. But as an interesting cryptocurrency source, the price of Bitcoin has jumped. I don't want to read that either. I just care about the main point. It's a symbol of how mainstream crypto has. So basically, these points is a symbol of how mainstream crypto has gone. So Laura Shin, an author whose podcast about cryptocurrencies Unchained has run Crypto.com ads this whole year. A lot of what the crypto people call normies have entered the space. Ms. Shin said she was not surprised by Crypto.com's naming rights deal. This is the story of every crypto person. They started with a small amount of money and now they're gazillionaires, she said. Its original incarnation as Monaco, the company offered branded Visa debit cards that could be topped by using cryptocurrencies. It raised funding by minting its own digital token and selling to the public in 2017 an initial coin offering, a form of crowdfunding that is similar to an initial public offering. The company's balance sheet stood at nearly $200 million as of mid-2018. Chris Marszalek and the chief executive told the blog TechCrunch at the time. Oh, it's really, really crazy long. Let's go to the point of this. So, yeah, they're naming the Staples Center. I'm going to skip over the rest of this because the point is they poured tons of money that they've grown at. I remember when Crypto.com, I didn't even know what it really was then, but a blog site, I guess, back some years ago, it was just like this little platform thing. And I did see that when they raised their capital thing with their issuance of their own cryptocurrency type, in which I didn't participate. But hey, that's probably how they're funding the $700 million renaming Crypto.com arena. You're going to have all these articles in the description box below. You can read them on the recaps on the YouTube side. If you go to youtube.com/KinToshi. Let's get up the next article here and keep on going. So crypto gaming could become the next blockchain killer app, says Atari executive. Let's go read into that one. So this is from cryptonews.com. Tim Alper, writer, crypto gaming could become blockchain killer app, says Atari exec. So an Atari executive has hinted that crypto gaming scalability could one day eclipse all other blockchain technology related activity combined, explaining that crypto games could become a blockchain killer app because there are a lot more gamers than there are traders worldwide. Maxim Buchale, a product manager at major video game maker Atari, was speaking at a conference organized by CoinGecko named NFTs Gone Wild in a panel named What's Next for Crypto Games. Buchale explained that Atari, once the world's biggest gaming company, has been focusing on blockchain since early 2020 and had mainly focused on education and investment. However, he added that the firm was now developing a metaverse product that would be coming online in the second quarter of the fiscal year 2022. We are really bullish on blockchain. Most of our time is now being spent on blockchain developments. Speaking on the same panel, Robbie Cochrane, co-founder of CEO Chain Guardians, a sci-fi inspired metaverse and non-fungible token NFT platform, claimed that Atari's move showcases the power of interoperability, a factor that he claimed doesn't exist outside of the blockchain field. The event was chaired by Ethan Ng, the co-founder CEO of Wonder Hero, who opinioned that there was more potential for growth in the field as even non-gamers can get involved in blockchain gaming. He claimed that there were opportunities for commentators, audience members, and other non-gaming content creators to not only get involved but also get paid for their contributions. But Cochrane and Buchale agreed that when it comes to GameFi, the industry still has many rivers to cross. GameFi refers to the phenomenon where players can, in effect, monetize their gameplay or earn tokens by gaming. Early GameFi pioneers, including play-to-earn games such as Sky Mavis, Axie Infinity, which allows its players to accrue crypto assets by earning in-game, as well as creating and selling NFTs. Many have hurried to call GameFi, the next big growth engine in the crypto space, but both Cochrane and Busale stated that play to earn was still in its discovery phase, despite the skyrocketing growth of Axie Infinity. Everybody witnesses the growth of Axie and the potential that it has to disrupt the economies of countries, but there are challenges involved in maintaining that growth. I asked someone one time, like some years ago, "Hey, have you heard of Axie Infinities?" And they were like, on like this loosely involved in like hearing about it through all these people through a new streaming platform, like a live streaming gaming platform. And they said they wouldn't be interested in Axie Infinities. They're like, I'm not interested in bumping furry balls together all day long. They're into like battle royale games and stuff. I thought that was funny. By contrast, and since then it's exploded into growth, and so many people are using the. It's a cool game. I find it cool. By contrast, Cochrane stated that its own firm still hasn't turned on our full play-to-earn economy, adding that others in the space had to turn off their own play-to-earn functions after a month of further fine-tuning. The Atari executive concurred, pointing out the fact that the case of the first decentralized exchange confusion was commonplace, and it was not until Uniswap Uni came in that model was found. But he noted still more people don't know how to buy on Uniswap, and they instead tend to buy tokens on major centralized exchanges such as Coinbase. The same, his opinion, is currently true for GameFi. The participants also had their say on the future of the metaverse. Cochrane pointed out the significance of the fact that traditional gaming IPs, intellectual property holders, are entering the metaverse and decentralized economies. He gave the example of Decentraland's partnerships with brands such as Sotheby's and Coca-Cola. Busale stated that Meta's, the company formerly known as Facebook, recent metaverse pivot was spot on, explaining that the metaverse is essentially social media 2.0. In the metaverse, you can showcase a more true version of yourself. Buying skins in the metaverse has more value than buying a Louis Vuitton jacket, because the place where you have the most exposure is where you put the most investment. All right, so that's a little about that. Crypto gaming could become blockchain killer app, says Atari executive. Let's go into the next article here. So next article I have coming up here is ZBD partners with Viker to bring blockchain gaming to the masses. Let's go. So it's by Viker. ZBD from WFMZ.com. ZBD partners with Viker to bring blockchain gaming to the masses. Hogaben, New Jersey. ZBD, the leading fintech for Bitcoin gaming, and Viker, the studio behind popular trivia and casual mobile games, have partnered to make a play-to-earn blockchain gaming a reality for everyday mobile users around the world. Now anyone can instantly win and withdraw real Bitcoin rewards simply by playing popular games with no technical setup or prior knowledge of crypto needed. Viker has already launched 3 Bitcoin games leveraging ZBD's high-speed payments technology, including Wheel of Trivia, Wheel of Crypto, and Balls King. Available for Android and iOS devices, the studio plans to launch 2 more Bitcoin-powered games before the end of the year and continue expansion to Bitcoin gaming with even more titles in 2022. Our goal is to bring blockchain gaming to the masses. If you've got a finger and a phone, you can play to earn with Viker games. ZBD is perfect for that because it's a simple and intuitive path into the world of crypto, says Dan Beasley, co-founder of Viker. We also love the focus on Bitcoin since it's the most widely accepted, trustworthy cryptocurrency that everyone in the world can use. Viker is also already seeing the massive upside of integrating ZBD's Bitcoin tech with increases in return on advertising spend ROAS by upwards of 40% in their games, integrating ZBD-powered Bitcoin rewards. Its Bitcoin gaming titles have also shown improvement across its core retention metrics, including session length, playtime, and churn rate. Just answering a message here. Blockchain gaming can be overwhelming for the average person to jump into, says Simon Cowell, CEO of ZBD. We're bypassing the hard part for gamers and setting up with everything they need to enter the world of Bitcoin by enjoying their favorite pastime, and we're making games more fun and exciting with rewards that have real value. At this part of our journey, Viker is the perfect partner because they create accessible games that anyone can understand, love, and now earn Bitcoin with. They've put a lot of effort into making our tools simple to use and are excited to be working with a studio that understands this intuitive aspect is essential to bringing Bitcoin to the masses. ZBD has seen rapid growth in demand for Bitcoin gaming this year, with sustained 30% month-over-month growth of both new users and transactions on their platform. Viker's ZBD-powered games have quickly gained popularity globally, especially in emerging economies, including India, Brazil, and the Philippines, where the ubiquity of smartphones and the opportunity to earn Bitcoin have clearly struck a chord, with the number of gamers worldwide approaching 3 billion. The future looks bright for both ZBD and Bitcoin's ascent as the native currency of gaming and the internet, and its partnerships like the one with Viker that are turning this massive potential into reality. ZBD is the leading fintech focused on providing Bitcoin services for the gaming industry. Its sophisticated tools enable developers to create Bitcoin-powered games and communities for players and erase the boundaries between real and virtual economies by powering game titles with the world's largest cryptocurrency. Learn more about Bitcoin gaming and benefits. You can go to zbd.io. I'll tell you this, I play games through the platform already. There's CSGO and stuff. Founded with 2019, Viker is an independent mobile games studio backed by initial capital. The studio has successfully grown a global audience, and their games have been downloaded more than 50 million times. Viker is led by Ben Cusack and Dan Beasley, a highly experienced founding team with expertise across mobile games, technology, advertising, and marketing. Viker's vision is to take the blockchain gaming to the masses via their own IP and collaborating with some of the world's most recognized entertainment brands. To learn more about Viker, visit viker.co.uk. So that's this article here. ZBD partners with Viker to bring blockchain gaming to the masses. Let's go on to the next article here. I keep spinning them up. So next article I have coming up here next after transition is $500 million gaming proposal, Game 7 to come online with backing from industry veterans. This is more gaming news about blockchain. Let's go. So $500 million blockchain gaming proposal, Game 7 to come online with backing from industry veterans. The vast majority of the funding will come from BitDAO, one of the fastest growing decentralized treasuries in the world. And as outlined in a prepared statement obtained by Cointelegraph, Game 7 is an upcoming $500 million blockchain ecosystem acceleration decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO, with the goal of onboarding gamers worldwide to the blockchain ecosystem. Entities backing the proposal include BitDAO, Fort, Alameda Research, Miranda Ventures, Warner Music Group, Alio, Avalanche, Interchain Foundation, Offchain Labs, OP Games, Polygon Studios, and Solana Ventures. Meanwhile, Fort Labs and Magnus proposed its creation. Together, Fort will commit $100 million in fiat and crypto, while BitDAO will commit $400 million worth of crypto assets in its treasury, such as Ether, Ethereum, and Tether USDT. The funds will be released over a period of 5 years. First 15% of the funds will be allocated to grants promoting the research, development, tooling, and regulatory compliance of novel blockchain games. Next 5% of funds will be used to educate developers on building token economies. Finally, 80% of the funds will be given directly to game studios and DAOs. In the distribution proposal, BitDAO will retain the majority of ownership rights regarding intellectual properties, while most of the government governance rights will be given to community partners. Fort builds secure economic technology for blockchain games. As for BitDAO, it is one of the largest decentralized treasuries in the world with billions of dollars in assets. Brian Lee, a partner of Alameda Research, a quantitative trading firm involved in the venture, had the following comment with regards to the development. Gaming has become one of our main investment focuses this year, and we are very excited to be part of the Game 7 IO and work with Fort to go the go-to token-based gaming infrastructure. BitDAO and Miranda Ventures to back incredible game developers and accelerate blockchain-based game adoption. So this is that from Cointelegraph, $500 million blockchain gaming proposal, Game 7 to come online with backing from the industry and veterans. This is from Zihuan Sun, writer from Cointelegraph. So I'm going to spin up the next article here and keep on going. Keep on rolling. We got some news and technology here. Then we're going to go on to some news and finance and further technology news and close out the stream for the day until Monday. I'll be back on Monday. So this is from BBC News. Crypto adverts on London Tube under investigation is the next article I have coming up here. Let's go. All right, so do I have the monitor up? I think I have the monitor up. I'm going to bring the Twitter feedback up. I was answering a couple questions here earlier outside of Twitter. Adverts placed on a public transport in London for the Floki Inu cryptocurrency are being investigated by the Advertising Standards Authority, ASA. The adverts for Floki Inu, named after Tesla boss Elon Musk's dog, appeared on underground trains and buses. The ASA, the UK's advertising watchdog, said it's reviewing a broad body of ads in the sector and accessing if they break the rules. Floki Inu said the adverts were legally cleared. These ads also include a clear disclaimer highlighting the volatility of cryptocurrencies, the firm told the BBC. The Floki Inu adverts, which appeared across the capital, sought to entice investors with the slogan, "Miss Doge, get Floki," following the growth of the Dogecoin cryptocurrency. You know what? Let me say this. Puppy. So, corgis are so much cooler. This is Ein the corgi. Corgi. So much better than Inus. Me. All right, this is Ein the corgi, short for Einstein. He's Ein Lowrider, because corgis are lowriders. Get it? The Floki Inu adverts, which appeared across the capital, sought to entice investors with the slogan, "Miss Doge, get Floki," following the growth of the Dogecoin cryptocurrency. Dogecoin started as a satirical joke based on the Shiba Inu dog from the Doge meme, but now has a theoretical total value measured in billions of dollars. Part of the concern, Dogecoin is also power-intensive mineable. Part of the concern about Floki Inu was that little was known about who was behind the project, and there are limited details on the website. Floki Inu told the BBC in an email, "Our decision not to prominently feature team members on our website is intentional to make it clear that Floki is the people's cryptocurrency, a movement focused on them." I don't completely buy that, but all right. It says its legal entity was based in Georgia, and it had shared this fact with strategic partners during Know Your Customer checks. The email said their project's lead developer was Netherlands-based Jackie Zhu, adding the Floki team isn't entirely anonymous as it's being purported, but some of our team members chose to be anonymous temporarily because they do not want the distractions and for security reasons. All right, I guess I can understand that, sure. And the red flagged adverts of Floki Inu are controversial. Although the text said that the value of the investments could fall and that the cryptocurrencies were unregulated in the UK, some politicians felt that the capital's transport operator, Transport for London, should not have accepted them. Green Party London Assembly's member Cian Berry told The Guardian this should have raised a red flag, and someone at the TFL should have looked at this before it was approved. A mayor at London's office said TFL is writing to the ASA and Financial Conduct Authority (FCA) to ask for their views on the concerns being raised. But in its email to the BBC, Floki Inu hit back saying the attack against these ads by a certain political party is an attack against cryptocurrency and against the people's freedom of choice, a clear attempt at censorship. According to TFL, there have not been widespread complaints about the public about cryptocurrency adverts. It said that it requires advertisers to mention that cryptocurrency is unregulated and that its value may fall. Yeah. So basically, let me see here. Is there anything else like Quick Riches? We continue to work with the ASA and FCA to encourage better regulation of cryptocurrency, and we'll be discussing the concerns that have been raised with them to get their input as we consider what action might be necessary. And it said that 2018 had required all cryptocurrency adverts to be referred to it for review prior to running on our state. Okay. Over the summer, the ASA banned an advert for cryptocurrency exchange Luna, which ran on TFL that had claimed it's time to buy Bitcoin. Huh. Well, that's that for that. It's a little about that. All these little Inu tokens coming up. Seems silly. So next article I have coming up here is in Yahoo Finance. So is this stock the next Amazon? And I'll tell you about what that stock is after this transition. Yeah, man, Yahoo Finance is so slow. So is this stock the next Amazon? Brian Sawsey, anchor editor at large for Yahoo Finance. So Yahoo stock was priced at $18 when it hit public in 1997. Today, the stock trades for more than $3,600 as the tech behemoth has cashed in on surging markets such as cloud services and online retail. Veteran tech analyst Mark Mahaney of Evercore ISI thinks Uber could be the next Amazon-like investment as it capitalizes on its own expanding market known as on-demand economy. To me, Uber fits the bill of an early-stage company that has massive TAMs, total addressable markets. It's not founder-led, and that is one negative, but it has a compelling value proposition. Mahaney said on Yahoo Finance Live. Mahaney, the author of tech investment book Nothing But Net, believes Uber has an opportunity to take advantage of hot growth markets like ride hailing and delivery. The total addressable markets that Uber faces are truly massive. We are talking about ride hailing and delivery, not just restaurants, food delivery, but all sorts of delivery. I call those trillions of dollars TAMs, Mahaney explained. After a disastrous IPO in 2019, Uber has begun to show it's getting its act together. The company has sold off non-core assets to slash expenses while also investing more behind its core business in ride-hailing and delivery. Uber's third quarter marked the first time as a public company in which it delivered adjusted operating profits. Third quarter bookings rose 57% from the prior year as mobility picked up with the COVID-19 pandemic rounding the corner. For the fourth quarter, Uber sees adjusted operating profits in the range of $25 million to $75 million. Despite the operational costs, Uber has a ways to go to show it could be an Amazon-like stock. As Mahaney suggests, Uber shares are down 12% year to date, underperforming rival Lyft, whose stock is unchanged on the year at $44.59. Currently, Uber stock trades below its 2019 IPO price of $45. Yeah, so that's this article here. Is Uber the next Amazon stock over time? Not financial advice, but yeah, do your own research. Maybe it's a good thing to participate in. All right, I'm going to spin up the next article here. You want to go lay back down? Probably wants to go lay back down. All right, so this next article I have coming up here, I believe, let's see, this is from, yes, also from Yahoo Finance. So NVIDIA's latest earnings report is a nail in the coffin for $40 billion ARM deal analyst. Let's go into that after this transition. Yahoo Finance from Daniel Howley, technology editor. NVIDIA's latest report is the nail in the coffin for $40 billion ARM deal analyst. NVIDIA NVDA $40 billion deal to purchase the UK-based chip developer ARM from SoftBank is all but dead. That's at least what's says Quen Hana senior. I don't know. A senior equity analyst Chris Rowland took away from NVIDIA's leadership during the company's Q3 earnings call on Wednesday. I think the commentary on Wednesday kind of put the final nail in the ARM coffin here. Rowland told Yahoo Finance Live. NVIDIA initially made the $40 billion public on September 2020 with expectations that it would be finalized within 18 months or the first quarter of 2022. During the company's earnings call, however, it laid out the huge regulatory obstacles it needs to clear, including enhanced regulatory scrutiny in the UK, where ARM is based. The US, EU, and China would also have to approve the deal. Regulators in the UK and the EU declined to approve the transaction in phase one of their review process, expressed numerous concerns, began a more in-depth phase 2 review of the transaction's impact on the competition. In the UK, a phase 2 review on the impact of the UK's national security interest, the company said in a statement following its earnings report. Although regulators and some ARM licensees have expressed concerns or objected to the transaction, we continue to believe in the merits and benefits of the acquisition to ARM, its licenses, and the industry. Tech industry players, including Microsoft, EMS, Qualcomm, and Google, have pushed back against the proposed deal. ARM licenses its designs and software to third parties, including Qualcomm, Apple, Google, and NVIDIA, which use those designs to develop their own custom chips. ARM is widely considered a neutral player in the tech industry because it partners with such a diverse array of companies. They think of it as the tech world's Switzerland, whatever that means. The fear is that if NVIDIA purchases ARM, that neutrality will fade away. NVIDIA, however, has pushed back against that claim. The benefit of ARM being part of NVIDIA is that we could accelerate their R&D scale. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang told Yahoo Finance Live. ARM, as you know, are quite successful on mobile devices, but we could help them to be much more successful in all other areas of computing. If the deal is done for, as Rollins says, investors aren't bothered. Shares of NVIDIA jumped more than 8% on Thursday following the company's blockbuster Q3 earnings report, which NVIDIA announced revenue growth by 50% year over year. It was already baked in the stock. The fact that the deal is not going to happen, Rollins said. It's not as though NVIDIA hasn't worked with ARM in the past and won't in the future either. As Rollins points out, NVIDIA previously built out its own ARM-based server, and its Tegra CPU is the ARM-based chip that powers Nintendo's Switch console. So there's some utility there. They could license this, and they could have some success and they've had some success in the past on the CPU front, he said. As for NVIDIA's ability to deal with the ongoing chip shortage and global supply chain crunch, Rollins says NVIDIA is far better off than other chip makers. NVIDIA is in a very fortunate position, particularly versus its peers, and that's because of its dual supply and sourcing strategy. They hit both Samsung and TSMC foundries for supply, and because of that, it puts them in a much better position overall, Rollins says. Still, that doesn't mean NVIDIA chips will be easier to get anytime soon. According to Huang, the chip shortage will constrain supply throughout the next year. As for NVIDIA's sky-high valuation, the company's price to earnings ratio stands at $113.45, 113.45 for the trailing 12 months. Rollins says it's largely justified. The earnings ratio. Company's price to earnings. Okay, I understand. This is a company that has been consistently beating and raising and working to the multiple and taking massive shares in potentially huge markets, he said. And that is what the excitement around the stock is all about. So that's a little more from Yahoo Finance there about NVIDIA's latest earning report is the nail in the coffin for $40 billion ARM deal. So I'm going to spin up this next article here. So I've got 4 more articles to go from here. I'm going to close out the stream for the day. This next article being Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, and the richest people in each U.S. state. This is more going into finance and stuff like this now. Let's go. I'll just wait for this to stop. So Elon Musk in Texas, Buck in California. Here's the in each U.S. state. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos is no longer the richest person in the U.S. That honor now goes to Elon Musk. Musk, the CEO of both SpaceX and Tesla, holds a net worth of a whopping $299 billion. Formerly a resident of California, Musk relocated to Texas this year, also making him the richest resident in the state. He stated that his reason for moving was due to Texas having no income tax while California is the highest in the country. Meanwhile, with a net worth of $204 billion, Bezos is still the richest person in the state of Washington. The Amazon founder has garnered criticism over the years, especially after it was revealed that between 2014 and 2018, he paid a true tax rate of only 0.98%. Taking to the top spot formerly held by Musk in California is now Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, who has a net worth of $127 billion. There are some newer names in to the list of richest people in the U.S., richest people in each U.S. state. Following the death of her husband Sheldon, Miriam Adelson became the richest person in the state of Nevada as a majority shareholder in Las Vegas Sands LVS, a company that Sheldon formerly led. Adelson's net worth is currently $27.2 billion. Other new names include Philip Anschutz of Colorado, $4.5 billion. Mitchell Rails of Maryland, $9.14 billion. Rocco Camiso of New Jersey, $9.52 billion. Ron Corio of New Mexico, $11.1 billion. George Kaiser of Oklahoma, $10.6 billion. And Jeff Yass of Pennsylvania, $12 billion. Some of the richest people in their respective states aren't even billionaires, such as the case of current West Virginia Governor Jim Justice, the second Republican politician, lost his billionaire status after it was revealed he holds more than $850 million in debt and is now debt to a now insolvent financial services company. His current net worth is estimated to be around $513 million. Several sports team owners made the list. Gail Benson, the owner of both New Orleans Saints and the New Orleans Pelicans, is the richest person in Louisiana with net worth of $3.8 billion. Glenn Taylor, the owner of Minnesota Timberwolves and Minnesota Lynx, is the richest person in Minnesota with $2.7 billion to his name. And Daniel Gilbert, the owner of Cleveland Cavaliers, is the richest person in Michigan with a net worth of $28.8 billion. Founders and CEO were the most prominent occupations among members of the list. However, Warren Buffett, the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, BRKB is one of them. With a net worth of $103 billion, he is the richest person in the state of Nebraska. In Kansas, Koch Industries CEO Charles Koch is by far the richest resident, $60.6 billion to his name. Fidelity CEO Abigail Johnson of Massachusetts is Massachusetts' richest resident with a net worth of $27.1 billion. And in Oregon, Nike NKE co-founder Phil Knight's $64.2 billion makes him the richest person in the state. Adriana Belmont so that's some of the richest people across different states in the United States here. Interesting little article there. Elon Musk in Texas, Zuckerberg in California. Here, the richest person in each U.S. state. That article here from Yahoo Finance. Let's go into the next article here. Keep spinning these up. Got 3 articles left to read from. I'm going to close out the stream for the day. If you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe, turn on bell notifications to blockchain, tech, and finance news. I'll get this next article up here for you. Next article being top White House advisor, climate policy is number one factor in the Fed chair pick. So this is a little bit about the a little bit general news here. Let's go after this transition. All right, top White House climate for one factor. Fed chair pick this. Brian Chung report for Yahoo Finance. The top economic advisor to President Joe Biden says climate change related policies are a major priority as the White House considers who it would like to serve in the top job at the Federal Reserve. Heather Boucher, a member of the White House's Council of Economic Advisors, says the Biden administration broadly sees a link between economic policies and the risks that come from climate change. As we're thinking about management of the economy, as we're thinking about the financial system, really making sure that we are taking into account these physical and transition costs of climate change. That's an argument and number one priority, Boucher told Yahoo Finance in an interview on Thursday. Boucher did not say if she supports current Fed Governor Lael Brainerd or incumbent Fed Chairman Jerome Powell for the job, the two rumored final candidates, but Brainerd has been the one inside the central bank spearheading efforts to beef up surveillance of the climate-related financial risk. Powell has supported those measures, but has also caveated the Fed's work on climate risk. We are not, and we do not seek to be climate policymakers, Powell said to a climate change conference in June. He added later that the Fed should avoid trying to fill in public policy where governments haven't done so yet. On Friday morning, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island and Jeff Merkley of Oregon said that they would not support a Powell renomination, arguing that he has not been aggressive enough on climate matters. President Biden must appoint a Fed chair who will ensure the Fed is fulfilling its mandate to safeguard our financial system and shares the administrative views that fighting climate change is the responsibility of every policymaker. That person is not Jerome Powell, the two Democrats said in a statement. Other Democrats have also voiced opposition to Powell's renomination, perhaps tilting the scales in favor of Brainerd's nomination. Last month, Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts said she would not support Powell due to his record on bank regulation, arguing the regulatory rollbacks to the post-financial crisis law known as Dodd-Frank make Powell a dangerous man. Senator Tina Smith of Minnesota told Yahoo Finance that she has met with both Powell and Brainerd in the last couple of months and said her focus is also on climate. I'm interested in the Federal Reserve Chair who is also going to be looking at what we need to do to minimize some of the systemic risks in our economy. For me, one of the biggest challenges that we have is the risk around climate change, Smith told Yahoo Finance Thursday. In the climate mandate, the spotlight on climate policies at the Federal Reserve raises questions about how the central bank could be assessing risk within the bounds of congressional mandates. The Federal Reserve Act tasks the central bank with the following goals: maximum employment, stable prices, and moderate long-term interest rates. The Fed's most well-known tools used to meet those goals are its monetary policies, i.e., leveraging short-term investment rates, but also in another tool, monitoring financial stability risk, which works in tandem with the Fed's power to regulate and supervise banks. Both Brainerd and Powell recognized the extreme weather could incur sudden and large losses in the banking industry. Another risk concerns transitioning to greener energy sources, which could disrupt existing fossil fuels, fossil fuels industry to create financial volatility. Republicans like Senator Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania have argued that paying mind to climate marks a sudden departure from the Fed's mandate. All right, so but Brainerd said that the supervisors have responsibility to ensure the financial institutions were resilient to all material risks, including those related to climate change, both currently and into the future. Another top economic policy advisor to the White House, Bharat Ramamurthy, told Yahoo Finance he agrees that climate is well within the Fed's mandate. It is completely within regulators' normal and standard scrutiny mission to examine and protect the safety and soundness of the financial system. It's just that climate change has emerged as a threat to potential safety and soundness, and regulators in our view should take that into consideration, said Ramamurthy, the deputy director of the National Economic Council. So again, this is from Yahoo Finance. The top White House advisor, climate policies, #1 factor in the Fed chair pick. So climate policies and climate change, it seems. Let's go into the next article here. Got 2 more articles left and close out the stream for the day. Here's some articles to close out the stream in a nice, harmonious way and about technology and science. This from Gadgets. Got NDTV in the news. NASA Butterfly Nebula sound data sonification imagery. Let's go. That's from Gadgets 360, edited by Gadgets 360 News Desk. NASA shares sound of Butterfly Nebula created through a data sonification. Each wavelength of light from the nebula is paired with a different family of instruments to create a symphony of soothing sounds. This is really pretty. Beautiful, if you ask me. Miracle. Like a phenomenon miracle is what it looks like. I heard the Northern Lights were seen close to where I am, which is like unheard of. Have you ever imagined that the sound of a nebula in deep space, what the sound of a nebula is like in deep space? Thanks to NASA, we can now hear the sound of the Butterfly Nebula through data sonification as it soars across space at more than 966,000 miles per hour. The data sonification process converts data to sound. The Butterfly Nebula, also known as NGC 6302, lies within our Milky Way galaxy between 2,500 and 3,800 light years away in the constellation of Scorpius. It has 2 wings of gas heated to more than 36,000 degrees Fahrenheit. NASA shared the sound via Instagram. In the clip, each wavelength of light is paired with a different family of instruments to create a symphony of soothing sounds. This U.S. Space Agency said the wings of the nebula are identified by strings and synthetic tones, while stars are represented by their digital harp. Let's see if we can hear this. Wow, that's craziness. This is the most intense part. That was something else. Nice. Nice. The sound may not be what it would be like in space, but is a product of human imagination to understand deep space through music. The spectacular image NASA shared was taken by its Hubble Space Telescope, which is one of the most powerful telescopes in space, a joint project of NASA and ESA. Hubble has an unobstructed view of the universe, and it has captured millions of images, which have stunned astronomers as well as the general public. You can only imagine, commented one user's, "Wow, that's really amazing. Is there any paper written on data sonifications that we can read through?" wrote another. On December 31st last year, NASA had announced that the most image on Instagram taken by the Space Telescope was of the Butterfly Nebula in one of Instagram stories. NASA, it's NASA, had asked its followers vote for the favorite image taken by the Hubble Space Telescope in 2020. In 2020. Yeah, the space agency said that the users had made an excellent choice. All right, well, that's really cool. It's interesting reading that. All right, one more article here. Let me closing out the stream for the day. So again, if you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe, turn on the bell notifications here to blockchain, tech, and finance news, and chat. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think, what you'd like to see covered, or what you find important, project-wise or news-wise, going on in the industry and around the world. Let's go right into this last article here. The first submarine to use new stealth technology. This is in technology. Let's go. This is from Naval News. From H. Sutton, writer for navalnews.com. The Dreadnought class submarine. The first submarine. What happens if I open this? Yeah, let's look at this. Dreadnought class submarine. A steamline fin. 2X Trident D5. PW3 nuclear reactor. X-form rudders. Pump jet propulsor. A turboelectric drive. Common missile compartment. And layered stealth. I want to know about this layered stealth. First submarine to use new stealth technology. The Royal Navy's new Dreadnought class submarine promises to be the stealthiest yet. The first two boats, HMS Dreadnought and HMS Valiant, are already under construction. They are destined to take over Britain's nuclear deterrent from the 2030s. They incorporate significant changes in the design compared to other types. The adage that stealth is a submarine's main defense is true today and tomorrow. Speed, depth, and countermeasures can all help a submarine escape, but not being seen in the first place is the best way to survive. So it is no surprise that the submarines being built today are going to be stealthier than the ones already in service, certainly in leading nuclear navies like the US Navy, French Navy, and Russian Navy. Naturally, Britain's Royal Navy. Their new Dreadnought class, currently under construction, includes innovative features which promise to take stealth to a new level. 4 Dreadnought class submarines are being built to replace the current fleet of Vanguard class boats. They will be armed with Trident D5 missiles to continue the United Kingdom's continuous at-sea deterrent. The new class will be slightly larger, mainly to incorporate a number of new stealth features in the underwater arena. Being stealthy principally means being quiet, so we can expect that the new boats will be the quietest yet. The quiet game in the Royal Navy stealth. The Royal Navy's emphasis on stealth is already visible in the external appearance of their submarines. Since the early 1990s, submarines have been fitted with sound-reducing anechoic tiles, and the current generation Astute class has the anechoic coating designed to it. The leaders to a better fit and optimal performance compared to adding the tiles after it is built. The Astute's hull is completely covered in anechoic tiles. Anechoic tiles, you can see several types of these tiles placed in the hull, sometimes in the layers, to ultimately reduce the target echo strength. Added to this, there is a distinct chine running through the bow and the upper half and sail fin are angled to reduce sonar reflections. In a radical new hull design, the Dreadnought class takes this even further. The official graphics used by the builder BAE Systems shows the chine running all the way along the hull. This is a strong hint to a completely new style of submarine design. A thin outer hull, like an extended casing, entirely covers the regular cylindrical inner hull. This allows the sloping sides to extend right down the hull instead of being limited to the upper hull. Dreadnought's outer hull, which will be much lighter than the true double hull construction typical of the Russian submarines, and its purpose is different. We know from the common missile compartment, which will be the same as is used in the U.S. Navy Columbia's class, that the submarine hull remains the single hull type. This means that it has its strengthening rings called frames on the inside. Russian boats. Roman boats. What year am I in? Russian boats have had these frames on the outside between the two hulls and use the outer hull as a part of their structure. On Dreadnought, the outer hull is about stealth. As well as being angled to deflect incoming active sonar, it will be coated with anechoic tiles, and it is safe. And there's a safe bet that the anechoic coating will extend to the inside in the floor area between the inner and the outer hull. Some other submarines are also adopting this new take on double hull submarine. The German design Type 212CD will include an even more visible and angled outer hull. There's no suggestion that the British design is borrowed from the German boat, however, but the complex multi-layer anechoic treatment is likely unique. The outer hull will also present some advantages, creating more space under the casing. We can speculate that this could accommodate future sensors, uncrewed underwater vehicles, UUVs, and countermeasures. Also seems likely that the boat's flanked array sonars will be mounted flush with the outer hull. This will be cleaner than the current British and American boats, which have them added as patches. And there's more. How much more? I want to read how much. Okay, this is not too much more. Other improvements for stealth will be internal for many years and still in some other leading navies. The main focus for making the submarine stealthy was to make the propulsion quieter. Royal Navy boats are already considered very quiet in this regard, but the Dreadnought will incorporate new turbo-electric drives use the electric reactor to generate electricity. This powers an electric motor which drives the propulsor. This should be quieter than driving the propeller shaft directly. While the turbo-electric drives have been used aboard nuclear submarines before, this together with the U.S. Navy's Columbia class will be the first time it has been used on serial production boats. And on the Dreadnought, it will be used in it. It will be driving an improved, quieter pump jet propulsor. Like the stealthiest existing submarines, Dreadnought will feature ways to protect against electromagnetic detection and tracking, and we can speculate that the outer surface will be a different color to previous versions, possibly blue, to improve visual stealth when near the surface, although this is less of a concern to the SSBN's natural habitat in deep waters of the North Atlantic region. Dreadnought is a massive undertaking for the UK industry, but research investment in submarine technologies over many years should pay off. Of course, a lot of this will not be confirmed until the submarines are rolled out of the shed. There is a natural tendency to secrecy surrounding the submarine design, and often features are added or subtracted during construction, often for cost reasons. However, based on what we know now, expect the Dreadnought class to take stealth to the next level. So that's the last article I hear. That was the last article I had here from Naval News about the Dreadnought class submarine, the first submarine to use a new stealth technology. So I found that interesting in the technology sector news for today, something from the science technology news, and everything I read from cryptocurrency, blockchain, and finance news. Thanks for joining. This has been an hour and 30-minute session. If you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe, turn on bell notifications here to Blockchain Tech and Finance News, and I will see you back on Monday. Enjoy the rest of your week and have a great and safe day. God bless you, kind hearts. Cheers. Ciao. Peace be with you. Onomasi gas. Take care. Stay safe.